"My name is Lily," she said, her voice trembling but clear. "And this is Max. He's my puppy and he knows the truth." The jury shifted uncomfortably. The defendant, a man accused of a terrible crime, smirked, shaking his head as though it were a joke. But the judge leaned forward. Something in the child's tone and the way she clutched the leash made the entire room fall still. "Proceed," the judge said carefully. Lily's parents sat trembling in the gallery, watching as their daughter guided Max to the center of the room. The puppy sniffed the floor nervously, tail low, ears twitching. Lily raised her chin. "The night it happened, Max was there. He remembers." Gasps rippled through the court. A dog giving evidence? Absurd. Yet as if on cue, Max's ears pricked. His eyes locked on the defendant sitting at the table. A low growl rumbled in his throat. The smirk vanished from the man's face. "Silence!" the judge thundered, but his voice shook, not from anger but from shock. For in that instant, Max lunged forward, straining against his leash, barking furiously at the defendant. The bailiffs rushed to hold the line, but the damage was done. The jury, the lawyers, even the reporters knew this wasn't random. The puppy's instinct was too sharp, too immediate. The judge slammed down his gavel. "This trial will recess immediately." The twist, hidden truths uncovered. Behind closed doors, investigators began re-examining the evidence. Inspired by the girl's testimony and the dog's reaction, they pulled new forensic samples. To everyone's astonishment, Max had carried fibers on his fur from the night of crime. Fibers that linked directly back to the defendant. What was once circumstantial suddenly became undeniable. When the trial resumed days later, the defendant's arrogance had vanished. His lawyer looked pale, defeated. And when the jury delivered the guilty verdict, it was Lily's small hand tightening on Max's leash that drew the loudest applause from the gallery. The judge, who had seen decades of trials, leaned back in his chair, staring at the little girl and her dog. He had never allowed an interruption like that before, but somehow he knew he had witnessed something extraordinary. "Court adjourned," he said softly. "Justice comes in many forms." Reporters swarmed outside the courthouse. Photos of Lily and Max flooded newspapers and television screens. The girl who brought courage and the puppy who sniffed out the truth. That night, as she curled up in bed, Max lying faithfully at her feet, Lily whispered, "We did it." The puppy let out a soft sigh, resting his head against her. For a moment, the world was quiet. But in the silence, history had been made.